Hi, I'm Anne Fraser. Welcome to another edition of Bringing Hope to Alzheimer's. I am so excited for today. I am sitting here with Jay Allen, the Jay Allen. Welcome, Jay. How are you?
Oh, I don't know about that introduction, but thank you, Ann. I'm doing good. In Nashville, weather's beautiful, so thank you. How are you
Oh,
today?
good. Wonderful. Spring is great, and I'm so glad that you could join us today. Let's just talk a little bit, if we can jump right in. Let's talk a little bit about Night of Hope. You're going to be at our gala on June 8th. So tell us a little bit about why you're getting involved in Night of Hope.
Because why wouldn't I? It's your story is it's a story that needs to be heard. Very very long story short for me, I lost my mom from Alzheimer's. She was very young. She was diagnosed when she was 51 with early onset, and for us, the devastating part was that she lost her life in 2 years and 9 months. That disease stole her from us, and I had to educate myself very quickly. Unfortunately, I didn't even know what Alzheimer's was. It was a word that I had heard that I associated in my mind, and now I've learned is the myth that Alzheimer's only affects old people, elderly people, which is so not the case. So I had to educate myself very quickly as to what it was first and foremost, and then okay, what can I do? I've been in Nashville for going on 11 years now. I'm a professional songwriter, touring artist. And so I did what I think any son would do is, in my position is I went to work. I wrote a song for her on a heartbreak to fight for her. And I have worked towards making things happen in many different scenarios for many different purposes along my life's journey. But this one, I didn't really have to try. I just, not to preach, but I share my faith all the time. I believe just sometimes God just aligns things, makes them happen, wills them into fruition. For me, that song that I wrote, Blank Stares, it just was meant to be, And we decided to bring my mom on stage, and when she was very, very sick, right in the middle of it, she was mid 50s. She looked like she was late 70s. It aged her so quickly. But we shared that song and that story in front of a large crowd, and then we did it again and again and again. People took videos, put them on social media. It just turned into an opportunity for me to fight against a disease. I have for years, been, the guy saying, please, open up your wallets to help us, fund research for treatments and a future cure. I have been given hope through your Night of Hope to know that there's a way to teach people how to halt dementia and Alzheimer's, how to potentially reverse it. So it's given me hope, and so it's been an honor to join forces with you to help share that. That's it's very very important, and people need to know about it.
Well, and I appreciate you coming on board and really giving a voice to this disease because, both I had both my mom and dad diagnosed with Alzheimer's, dementia, and my parents died. I felt young, that was young when they passed away at 73, 6 months apart from one another. But when I was diagnosed at the age of 50, that was really scary because I had watched how it goes, and I didn't want any part of that. And it was just by the grace of God that I got introduced to some of the right doctors and some of the right people in order to be able to really start the journey that I started in being able to reverse. Because you don't ever hear the word hope and Alzheimer's ever in the same sentence, right? And we should be the last generation that fears Alzheimer's because there's so many things you can do for your brain and for your brain health. And the potential of reversal is really great if you catch it early. And so there is no cure, right? And so you've just got to be able to do the things that are going to be specific to each person. And that's what makes it kind of difficult.
Yeah, yeah, it is different per person, and how it comes about for everyone is different. I've heard so many stories. People say, "Well, it's in my family," or it was caused by. We think it was caused by stress. They had a stressful job, or they had just a terrible diet, never exercised their whole life. Everyone has a different reasoning, as to why it came about for them or their family. So that is
Right,
that is the
right.
difficult part, and I think that has been the difficult part for the last, how many years, 40, 50 years we've been struggling on, how does this come about? How do we stop it? How do we end it? It's different it is different for everyone, for my, mother, it seems like we've looked back, several generations, and it looks like the oldest daughter in every generation. So I have two little sisters. So the middle, which would be the oldest daughter, is terrified. So, but she even before we had come into contact with you, and she had been doing all those things that you've done. And it's encouraged us to change our lifestyle as a family. So.
Right, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, like I said, Alzheimer's and hope, that's what we're all about. And that's what was so cool about you grabbing on to what our message is, because we're not here to just deal with the disease, right? We're here to heal the disease. We're here to help people, heal their brain. There is no cure, but you can heal your brain, whether it's through your diet, through exercise, through stress control, through hormones, and all the things. That's helping your body heal, and that's what it's about. It's not about dealing with it. And so that's what our education and everything we do is to do that very thing. And you being able to take our message out on the road was such an honor for us. And I haven't, I've said it a little bit when I've seen you at some of your concerts, but just you and I sitting here together, I want to be able to say thank you so much for taking our message out to the United States and to all the people that you speak with and talk with and tell our story. We really do appreciate that, because it's hard to get the word out about hope and what we're doing and what we're trying to get done here in Kansas City and beyond, right?
Yeah, well, it's been an honor for me, and we're not done yet. We got a handful more shows left on this tour. I'm really excited about June 1st in Clear Lake, Iowa. We're playing, which is where I'm originally from, we're playing the Surf Ballroom, which is like one of the most historic venues in the nation. A venue that I've heard about for years and years and years, bucket list venue to play at. And what's cool is I would not have had the opportunity to play there and to bring the Night of Hope tour there unless you all had helped me bring the Night of Hope tour out on the road in the first place. A guy that's actually from Iowa, a very successful businessman, happened to be at the first tour stop in Gainesville, Florida, and you were there. He's the one that made the intro with the Surf Ballroom, and now they unleashed the marketing team, and I'm doing all the interviews, and they believe that we're going to pack it out, bring a couple thousand people. So we get to share your message of hope in front of thousands of people now, which is so freaking cool how it works. So
you have the two sisters and yourself. And so one of the things Night of Hope is doing, we are doing free cognitive testing here in Kansas City, where it's at no cost to the participant. And that's one thing that we have felt has been a huge deal for people who are maybe like yourself or your sisters that are like, oh my gosh, you forget your key somewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, I have it, that fear. So it's kind of a nice thing for people to be able to A, get a baseline, and B, be able to learn more about where are they now. If there is something showing up, what can they attack right now? Get on it and get going. Is that something that you guys have been able to do as a family?
We have not. So, I think for me, there's kind of been I'm going to be super honest, like a fear,
Right.
I think and that's relatable to a large population, is that a lot of people don't want to know if that's what the future holds. But I think if you flip it and explain it in the way that you're talking about, is that, wait, if you find out now, you could stop it right now. And if you don't if you have something and you don't stop it soon enough, then you may be screwed. So.
Right. Well, exactly. Well, just think about if you were diagnosed with cancer, or you had all the signs of a cancer, and you were like, I'm a little afraid that it might be cancer, so I'm just not going to handle it. So you wouldn't do that, right?
Right. You do something
exactly.
Right now. Yep.
Yeah, you'd be like, let's get on this. Yeah, let's take care of it and get it gone.
That's a huge part of your message and what you're doing. I love that you're offering that. I think, that's so important. And I've kind of made it it's funny to say this, but I'm the younger dude that's covered in tattoos. We put on a country rock and roll show that's really fun, but I've made it cool. I've made it cool to talk about this. Like now, younger people have their ears perked. Like, what he's talking about Alzheimer's? What is that? So I think it's just being brave to to share that and explain to people like, hey, you don't want to be like my mom and end up like that. So there's something you can do right now. So I love that. I'm on board.
I'm working with some young, I would consider extremely young in their 40s and 50s. And one family in particular, they had a dad that passed away of Alzheimer's young, and their 50-year-old brother has it. And the older siblings were like, none of us wanted to get tested because we were afraid of what we might find out if they have the gene or not or whatever. And now they're all getting tested because they're like, this is fabulous. Like, we want to get tested because now we know there's something we can do. And that's really the root of our message is, be proactive, figure out what's going on. And if you have great memory, then great. What can you do to continue to keep that or make it even better?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. Do all the things. Yeah. I mean, it's completely changed my life, doing all the research along the way, and now even more so hearing your story and what the Night of Hope entails. I literally live in the gym. I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but I exercise so much. We have a sauna in our house. I eat we have an infrared sauna from Sunlight and Saunas from inside our house.
Sunlighten is from here in Kansas City. I did 2 episodes on my podcast that haven't aired yet, but with the owner of Sunlighten.
Awesome. Yeah, they reached out and sent one to the house. So I spent a lot of time there. And, it's so good for you.
It's so good for you. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Diet. I mean, I have a very, I wouldn't say like crazy strict, but it's strict. I mean, I eat the right things, and we have our slip ups, and we're all human and have weak moments. But it's always on my mind. I probably shouldn't eat that, so then I don't. So I had a mother. I would shame my dad to his face if I knew better now, but he would give my mother Red Bulls, and Monsters. And I'm just like, oh no, that's poison, So yeah. We don't drink those things. We don't consume things like that anymore. So
Right.
definitely.
Right. Well, because you've got to have a lot of energy. I mean, your schedule alone is just stressful, just as it is.
Yeah, all the the travel and it's so important in interviews and you always have to be on, and I can't bring that energy and that healthy mindset to stage or to these interviews unless I'm taking care of myself first. And also I can't take care of my wife and my family and my sisters and all the people that look to us. I have to be the best version of myself, and that starts being a little strict on yourself and doing these right things and protecting yourself and your future.
Yeah, you can't give out of your poverty.
No, that's right.
Yep.
Yes, that's a good way
Yep.
to say it.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. I have a lot of Annisms or Fraserisms, I call them. So
Like that. Yeah. All
there you
right.
go.
Yeah, send them all my way. I could use some.
There you go. You give me your cell phone number and I'll do that.
Done.
Right? No. So let's just wrap things up by, what is your hope as you move forward and you're doing concerts and your name is getting bigger and bigger and you're reaching more and more people. What is your overall goal with, of course, being able to share who you are musically? You're so talented, but also what is your message? Like, what would you love to get out if we all want to leave a mark on this earth. We all want to do something good. What is that mark for Jay Allen?
For me, we all, struggle with human thoughts, comparison and wanting to succeed. And most of the times they're selfish thoughts. For me, I fight every day because when I know if I start with my mindset when I wake up, I'm going to be happy with myself when I lay my head down at night. Is what can I do today that's selfless? What can I say today? What song can I sing? What can I say to a person on a street corner? Anything that I can do today that's less about me and more about others. And what's cool is along the way that's elevated me. That way of thinking, that being selfless and being a person of character and sharing a message, like it's elevated me, and I haven't tried, you know. So I want to show people not through what I say, but how I live, that you can live a life that's bigger than yourself, you know. And this message of hope, you know, for me, just to have like banners on my stage that have the Night of Hope and a QR code, that's enough. Like that's something. What can you do right now to infiltrate people's lives and help them and bring them hope?
Right,
Yep.
right, exactly. Well, I love that. And we have absolutely enjoyed everything that we've been able to do with you so far. Hopefully, it's the beginning of a long relationship as we grow, as you grow, and just really we cheer you on and love everything that you're doing. We appreciate you so much. And we just wish you all the best and looking forward to seeing you twice in June, 2 weekends in a row.
Let's go.
So,
Well, the feeling is
yeah.
more than reciprocated. I'm such a big fan of you, Anne, and the Night of Hope. Beautiful things to come, guaranteed, I believe. And I'm excited to see what all comes to life for you.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, when you're really famous, you'll still remember us, right?
You know what? I don't wish that amount of fame on anyone. Yeah, there's no forgetting, and it's y'all locked in, y'all family now. So.
I appreciate that. Well, I know your time is super, super coveted, so thank you so much for giving us this time. We're excited to get this podcast out, and we appreciate you so much.
Back at you. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.
You too. See you later. Thanks.